Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the middle of September, and as we get closer to the official release date of the Book of Boba Fett, a lot of fans around the world are very curious exactly what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have up their sleeves when it comes to their new tricks on how to exactly resurrect the Star Wars universe from the ground up. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do actually post a couple of fun things from time to time on there, so go ahead and check that out. Now, we're on a very interesting, level here when it comes to Star Wars because, let's face it, Jon and Dave have a lot on their plate. They really do have their hands full. I mean, look at them. They have over a dozen Star Wars projects that they are working on. They're already working on 3 at the same exact time. The Mandalorian Season 3, Book of Boba, and Ahsoka Tano series. That's more than enough to handle, let alone the batch of unannounced TV shows that will be revealed by this November. So, I don't know if you guys have been out of the loop, but Disney CEO Bob Chapek is going to make a big unveil when it comes to this new Star Wars roadmap for, of course, the future of the franchise. Visually speaking, we are going to see a visual map, or a timeline, if you will, of all the new Star Wars TV shows that are going to be put in order, their exact release date, a title reveal, and a general overall plot or idea of what that actual TV show is going to be geared towards. So, with that being said, of course, a lot of fans are still looking forward to shows like the Kenobi TV series. By the way, we are set to get a teaser trailer of that show by this December. In fact, there's been a lot of word that it's going to be connected to the Book of Boba Fett TV show, and that's going to be a way to promote both TV shows at once. So, with that being said, however, what's really intriguing has everything to do with actress Daisy Ridley, who portrayed Rey in the sequel trilogy movies. Given that Disney and Lucasfilm are beginning to promote the Book of Boba Fett, that is set to deliver a brand new era to Star Wars fans, of course, set in between Empire and Mando, both Jon and Dave are beginning to film The Mandalorian Season 3 that is described to begin just a couple of days from now, before they move on to the Ahsoka series by early 2022. However, it's described that Jon and Dave are also working on multiple mysterious Star Wars projects in the form of TV shows, one of which described to be a post-Episode 9 live-action series that will be very much in tune with the Jedi and the Force. Favreau and Filoni are said to have a plan to jump sometime into the future after the events of Episode 9 in order to explore this new era of the Jedi and exactly what that will entail. However, it's noted that this actress, of course, Daisy Ridley, recently signed on for the project to make her return as Rey Skywalker in the series in the form of a massive cameo that is going to be just as big as Luke Skywalker's entrance in The Mandalorian Season 2. Further, it's described that Favreau and Filoni have this plan to showcase Rey as the new Grand Master of the Jedi Order. Given that the Skywalkers such as Luke and Leia are no more, along with Ben Solo being worked on his return in various ways. This new project is set to debut on Disney Plus sometime in 2024 and will be announced at the very end of 2022, giving fans a better understanding of where everything is going. On top of this, it's described that Daisy Ridley already signed on for the role and made an agreement with Jon and Dave to not be heavily involved in the series, but to also have at least one episode dedicated to her character that will feature a far older Rey. Jon and Dave are looking to actually make the series roughly 15 to 20 years after the events of Episode 9, so Rey most likely won't appear significantly older in any way, but will be older as a character and as exactly how wise she will become in the actual series. This is Jon and Dave's way to regulate the character due to how fans disliked her as a character from the sequel trilogy movies. Now, Rey is best described to also have a brand new Jedi outfit, and that this show is going to focus on the new Jedi Order after Episode 9, featuring brand new Jedi characters and an emerging new foe that they will have to face in the series that is best described and only noticed as the evolution of the Sith. Daisy Ridley is preparing to announce her return to Star Wars by the end of 2022 during a special event that is being put together by Disney and Lucasfilm, and that Jon and Dave are focusing on making some key design changes to her yellow lightsaber blade. Jon had already created some concepts and ideas of making her yellow saber into a dual blade, since it makes sense for her character using a staff throughout the sequel trilogy movies. On top of this, Lucasfilm is also set to unveil a series of books and comics that will focus on this actual era and the new Jedi Order by the middle of 2022, next year, that will feature Rey and even her own children. So here's the very interesting progression of all of this, is the fact that this lines directly up with what we went over a couple of months ago about those big leaks of how Cade Skywalker and basically Jaina Solo is now going to become Jaina Skywalker in the new Star Wars material, alright? In the new Star Wars universe, if you will. That, to me, is a very interesting way to go about doing things. You can see how they're combining the legacy comics and the era in which Luke, Leia, Han all have children, right? They're kind of combining all of that into something new. Now, when we focus on the character of Rey, alright? When you look at the character of Rey, obviously, you know, a lot of fans have really had a lot of problems with her. I mean, let's face it, that's the ultimate truth. We saw that in The Force Awakens, okay, you know, it was alright, you know, it was an entertaining movie. Rey Skywalker wasn't really a big deal back then because that wasn't really the plan. She was just simply Rey. Nobody knew exactly where her character's bloodline was going, and by the time The Last Jedi came into the equation, that's when a lot of fans got thrown off, because she was a nobody. Rian Johnson made her out to be this random, you know, person, as a lot of fans would call her Rey Random. But then when we entered Episode 9, you can see how JJ tried to explain as to why she was so overpowerful, because she held those connections to Palpatine. So now what they're doing is that Jon and Dave are trying to essentially create their own version of Rey Skywalker, being the top of the new Jedi Order. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, they have the opportunity to fix things. They have the opportunity to tell a very good and interesting story. This, of course, is going to be teased in the forms of comics, visually speaking. Of course, 2022, in the middle of that year, we're going to be getting new comics that explore the new Jedi Order 15 to 20 years after the events of Episode 9, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, roughly that is more than enough time for Rey to rebuild the Jedi Order into something brand new, right? We've discussed this several times, that the new Jedi Order and its new temple is going to take place on the world of Tatooine as an homage to Luke Skywalker and as a respect to the character of Luke and the Skywalkers as a whole and where they really come from. So that's what they're focusing on. The new Jedi Order taking place on Tatooine, a brand new Jedi Temple taking place right near Luke Skywalker's home and where it used to be. As we saw at the very end of Episode 9, it still exists and it's still there. And that's exactly where Rey decides to build the new Jedi Order upon. So I think that what Jon and Dave are doing, it's very ambitious, and it really does speak volumes to me. So let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.